Jennie sets the summer ablaze. Festival domination, a new ballad tease, and the unstoppable reign of Ruby. There's a particular kind of energy that surrounds an artist when they're no longer just performing, but redefining what's possible for the people who come after them. That's exactly the space Jennie is occupying right now. And if you've been following her summer, you already know it's been nothing short of a coronation. The Blackpink member and certified solo powerhouse has just wrapped a jaw-dropping run as the first K-pop solo artist ever to headline both Denmark's legendary Roskilde Festival and Poland's Opener Festival, two of Europe's most prestigious and notoriously hard-to-crack music events. This isn't a footnote. This is history being written in real time. And Jennie is holding the pen with the kind of effortless confidence that makes you wonder if she even realizes how big a deal this actually is. Let's sit with that for a second, because the significance here deserves more than a passing mention. Roskilde and Opener aren't festivals that hand out headline slots to just anyone chasing a moment. These are institutions built on decades of curating rock legends, global icons, and genre-defining acts, the kind of stages where reputations are made or quietly forgotten. For a K-pop solo artist, let alone a woman stepping out from the shadow of one of the biggest girl groups on the planet, to walk onto those stages and command them as the headliner, not the opener, not a surprise guest, but the main event, is a statement. It says the walls that used to separate K-pop from global pop are crumbling, and Jennie is one of the architects doing the demolition work, brick by brick, festival by festival. And she didn't just show up to check a box. She showed up to perform like someone who understands the weight of the moment and refuses to let it slip through her fingers. Setlists from both festivals were packed with cuts from her 2025 solo album Ruby, the project that has quietly, or not so quietly, become one of the most successful solo debuts to come out of the K-pop ecosystem in recent memory. Ruby moved nearly 1 million copies in its first week alone, a number that doesn't just reflect fan loyalty. It reflects genuine crossover appeal, the kind that convinces festival bookers in countries where K-pop was once a niche interest to hand over their biggest stage and their biggest crowd to a Korean solo artist without blinking. But here's where things get really interesting, and where Jennie proved once again that she knows exactly how to keep an audience leaning forward. During these sets, tucked between the hits everyone came to scream along to, she debuted something new, something unreleased, something called Less Than a Lover. She performed it live for the very first time, sitting alongside established fan favorites like Lock It Down and Heaven. And if you were in that crowd, or if you've since watched the fan shot clips circulating online, you'll know the reaction wasn't polite applause. It was the sound of thousands of people realizing they were witnessing the birth of something that hasn't even been officially announced yet. Shortly after the festival run, Jennie took to Instagram with a cryptic story that fans immediately dissected frame by frame, word by word, the way only a fandom fluent in the language of teasers and Easter eggs can. The post gave just enough to confirm what everyone suspected after hearing the song live. Less Than a Lover is real, it's coming, and it's something she poured herself into. Described as a dreamy summer ballad, the track reportedly carries Jennie's own songwriting fingerprints, which for an artist who has increasingly taken ownership of her creative narrative, feels less like a surprise and more like the natural next step in an evolution that's been building since Ruby first dropped. There's something worth appreciating here about the way Jennie approaches her own artistry. She isn't simply an interpreter of songs handed to her by a team of producers chasing chart formulas. With Ruby, and now with this glimpse of Less Than a Lover, she's positioning herself as a genuine author of her own musical identity, someone willing to slow things down, get vulnerable, and hand her audience a ballad instead of another high-octane bop, trusting that they'll follow her into softer, more intimate territory. That's a risk. Ballads don't always translate to festival crowds hungry for anthems and drops. But if the reaction to her live debut of the track is anything to go by, the risk paid off spectacularly. What makes this whole moment even more compelling is the timing. Jennie isn't pausing to bask in the glow of Roskilde and Opener. She's already moving, already onto the next stage, quite literally. As of tonight, she's set to headline Mad Cool Festival in Madrid, adding yet another major European festival to a summer resume that's rapidly becoming one for the record books. Spain's festival scene has its own rich, particular culture, Audiences who show up expecting spectacle and deliver energy right back tenfold. And Jennie stepping onto that stage as a headliner continues to hammer home the same message her entire summer has been sending. This isn't a victory lap, this is a takeover. And she's not slowing down after Madrid either. Lollapalooza looms on the horizon, another massive, genre-spanning festival with a reputation for turning performances into cultural moments that ripple far beyond the festival grounds themselves. For Jennie, each of these stops isn't just another tour date to check off. It's another opportunity to plant her flag a little deeper into territory that, not too long ago, felt largely closed off to K-pop soloists on this particular scale. She's not asking for a seat at the table anymore. She's rearranging the furniture. It's also worth pausing to appreciate how all of this fits into the broader arc of Jennie's solo career, because context matters here. Ruby wasn't just an album. It was a declaration, a body of work that let her stretch into different sonic textures, flirt with vulnerability, lean into confidence, and generally prove that she has ranged far beyond what Blackpink's discography alone could showcase. The commercial success, that nearly million-copy first week, gave the industry undeniable proof that audiences were hungry for more of her as an individual artist, not just as one-fourth of a phenomenon. And now, with festival crowds across Europe screaming lyrics back at her and losing their minds over an unreleased ballad, the momentum isn't just holding, it's compounding. There's a certain magic in watching an artist tease new music live before it even has an official release date. It creates this shared secret between performer and audience, a feeling of being let in on something before the rest of the world catches up. Everyone who caught Less Than a Lover during those festival sets now carries a kind of insider knowledge, a memory of hearing it before it existed anywhere else, before it had album art, before it had a release date, before it had anything except Jennie's voice and whatever quiet confidence convinced her the moment was right to share it. And really, that's the through line of this entire summer for her. Confidence. Not the loud, performative kind, but the quiet, earned kind that comes from knowing you've built something real and are simply continuing to build on it. Headlining Roskilde, an opener wasn't a lucky break or a marketing coup. It was the result of an album that connected, a fan base that shows up internationally, and a live performance style that apparently translates just as powerfully on a European festival field as it does in a stadium built specifically for K-pop audiences. As she heads into Mad Cool tonight and keeps her sights set on Lollapalooza beyond that, the question isn't really whether Jennie can sustain this momentum. She's already answered that. The more interesting question now is what Less Than a Lover will actually sound like once it's fully released, how it'll fit alongside the Ruby era sonically and emotionally, and what new corner of her artistry it'll reveal. Until then, fans and casual observers alike are left with festival clips, cryptic Instagram stories, and the unmistakable sense that Jennie is nowhere near finished writing this chapter of her career. If this summer has proven anything, it's that every stage she steps onto right now isn't just a performance. It's a milestone, and she's collecting them one festival at a time.